to a very special episode of the Tantric Advent Calendar. My name is Ronya, and today is a bit of a different episode. Today is the day of Santa Lucia, or Saint Lucia, or Saint Lucy, as they say in different countries. And she was a devoted Catholic woman from Syracuse, and she devoted her life to helping the poor and the less fortunate. She baked them goods and she fed them, she clothed them, she helped them in various ways. And also since she was so devoted to God, she had promised her virtue to God. And so she decided to take a vow of celibacy and keep it until her dying day. One day, a very powerful man fell in love with her and he wanted to marry her. And since she had devoted her virtue to God, she refused. But he continued pushing and sending people over to her house to try and convince her into marrying him. And there are many different stories around her life and around her passing, but one of them, and the main story, is that she asked the men that came to ask for her hand why this very rich man wanted to marry her, and they said, well, he's in love with you because you have such beautiful eyes. And it's said that she took out her eyes and put them on a silver platter and gave it to them and said, well, there, he can have my eyes. And as she continued to refuse to marry this man, she was sentenced to burn at the stake, amongst other things, and she never burned. And she was stabbed in the stomach, which is represented by the red ribbon, and she never died. And eventually it's said that she died by being stabbed in the neck. He is actually still in Venice, in a church there. I've been there, I've seen it. It's quite fascinating. But so the story brings me to the topic of today, which is celibacy, or keeping of your own virtue. And the practice of celibacy can be done in various ways, and it is practiced throughout history in various religions, including Tantra. Tantra is technically not a religion, but there is such a thing as Tantric celibacy. And the practice of celibacy can be done just as Lucy did, that you can keep your own energy for yourself and devote yourself to God or to some sort of higher power. Or it can be simply for yourself. Tantric celibacy, or any form of celibacy, can be a really, really healing tool. I do have my own story. You can read it in the posts that are like the different articles that are posted just before the Advent Calendar. My whole process through how I finished the relationship and how I got back to being safe with myself. But really, Tantric celibacy has taught me so much. First of all, there's a lot of energy that you can then direct to do other things, like work or get out of a place in life that you don't like move out of your parents' home or move to another city or get a new job or take up a passion that really, really is close to your heart. This will give you so much more focus and direction and masculine energy, as one might say, because the energy and focus is not going towards something else or searching for an intimate partner. Also, celibacy can be used as a very, very powerful healing tool for sexual abuse or any sort of abuse, because you're showing yourself that you're respecting your own boundary. And if somebody else have earlier crossed your boundary, or if you have crossed your own boundary in the name of love or in the name of intimacy or family or whatever it is, not allowing yourself to cross it anymore, or not being too physically intimate with anybody else for a while, can really allow you to start to trust yourself and start to trust your own integrity once again. It's a practical way of letting your body rest in your own energy and show yourself that you can trust you and that you're only going to let people in that you feel benefit you in some way. If you have any sort of questions about the practice of celibacy, please let me know in the comments below or write me a personal message and I will answer them as soon and as much as I can. thank you so much for watching this very special, although slightly dark episode, and I will see you tomorrow.